Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for the Intuit Academy Training Programs webinar today. My name is Jessica, and I'm going to be your host for our webinar that we have here. Before we get started, just going to go over a few housekeeping rules for you. So on the bottom of your screen, you're going to see a Q&A box. Please do feel free to add questions in this chat here. Our team will be answering questions live during the time that you're here with us today. So please, ask as they come up. Second, you're going to notice that there is a QR code on our slide deck. So at any point, please feel free to scan this code and enroll for the Intuit Academy to get started on your learning journey with us. And we've also dropped that link for you in the chat. And then in case you do miss anything today, we will be recording this session and you'll receive the recording after our webinar today. So you can go back and review anything that you might have missed or that you just want to hear again. All right, and with that, let's get things kicked off here. So what are we going to cover today? So first, we'll just do some introductions so that you can get a better idea really of who you're going to be hearing from today. We're going to walk you through all the things that you need to know about the Intuit Academy, giving you an introduction to what it is, the courses that are offered, what your journey is going to look like once you enroll with us. Our subject matter expert on the call here with us is also going to give you some tips and tricks that you can use for taking the tax and the bookkeeping courses and passing the exams. And then we'll also make sure that you know your career path possibilities with us here at Intuit, depending on where you are in your career, of course, once you've passed your Intuit Academy exam. And then, we'll go through questions during the session, and we'll end on any questions as we have time. So just some introductions first. So like I said, my name is Jessica. I'm on the talent marketing team here at Intuit. I've been here for over a year now. I'm based out of San Francisco, and I will be your host for today's webinar. So now let's let our experts who work on the Intuit Academy itself introduce themselves to you. So first, I'm going to pass it over to Mira. Mira, would you just give us a quick intro to who you are and what you do here with us at Intuit? Over to you, Mira.
Great. Thank you so much, Jessica. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. My name is Mira Ramakrishnan. I'm a senior program manager on the expert development team, and I currently oversee the bookkeeping program. I'm currently calling in from Mountain View, California, and I will pass it off to Artie.
Thank you, Mira. Hi, everybody. My name is Artie Martinez. I am the Senior Program Manager for all programs tax related. So for Intuit Academy Tax, levels 1 and 2, as well as our internal EA credential program. And I am calling in today, I had to think about it, from San Diego, California. And I'm very, very excited to have you guys here and learn more about Intuit Academy, or have us share more about Intuit Academy. And I will hand it over to Andy.
Thank you, Artie. I'm Andy Janikowicz. I'm a CPA, 20 plus years in the business. I specialize in taxation. I am also a professor of accounting at Albright College. I help with the Intuit Academy programs, maintenance, new content that we have, and I'm calling in from the Philadelphia area. And I'll send it over to Rebecca.
Thank you, Andy. I'm Rebecca Wallace. I'm a recruiter on the TurboTax Live team. I've been with Intuit for about 7 years, 5 of those years recruiting for the TT Live team, and I reside in Northern California.
Awesome. Thank you all.
Jessica.
Thank you. Thank you all. We're super excited to be here to discuss our platform, the Intuit Academy. And now that you have a little bit more information on who you're going to be hearing from today, I'm going to pass it back over to Artie, who is going to give you a quick intro to our company and our mission, and really how the Intuit Academy fits into all of that.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, Jessica. So before we get into the details about Intuit Academy, I want to just talk a little bit about who we are as a company. So just for some context, Intuit's journey started over 35 years ago when our founder, Scott Cook, sat at his kitchen table and watched his wife as she struggled to balance her checkbook. And he thought that there has to be a better way of doing this accounting. Intuit is the culmination of that small idea, the concept of making everyday finance easier, which has evolved Intuit into a global technology giant in the financial services industry. And today, Intuit continues to grow, embracing new technologies and finding new ways to serve and educate our customers, those small businesses and the self-employed. Many of you know Intuit by our four main products: TurboTax Live, QuickBooks Live, Credit Karma, and MailChimp. And we are still driven every day by the same core vision that founded this company, that there must be a better way. So what is our North Star in terms of guiding our product and our teams? Intuit's mission is powering prosperity around the world. It is our core belief that everyone deserves the opportunity to prosper. We live this mission out daily through our actions on the job here at Intuit to ensure Intuit is dedicated to providing the tools, skills, and insight that empower people around the world to take control of their finances, have more money in their pockets, and be more prosperous in everything they do. And Intuit is uniquely positioned to help spark economic prosperity by creating jobs and supporting small businesses and entrepreneurs. But one of the most important resources we have to further our mission is not just the software that we've built, but it is our people, like our tax experts and bookkeepers today. And that's where the Intuit Academy comes into play. By creating a digital campus for people like you on this call today, who are interested in a future tax or bookkeeping career, we can ensure the right financial knowledge is accessible to everyone who wants to learn and grow in the job market today. So the Intuit Academy is a great opportunity for tax or bookkeeping professionals like yourselves, either early in your career journey or those of you looking to advance in your career, to hone your skills and keep competitive in today's job market. Here's a quick introduction to the concept of Intuit Academy and what it entails. And while you watch the video, feel free to scan the QR code to enroll and get started. So please play the video.
Intuit Academy offers training to help learners like you develop the skills you need to grow in the tax and bookkeeping space. Whether you are just starting out or want to switch careers, Intuit Academy programs let you personalize your learning pathway based on your career goals and interests. The Tax Level 1 program is a great place to start if you are interested in a new career in tax or refreshing your tax skills. Intuit Academy's cutting-edge online training and transformative learning experiences promote creativity, critical thinking, complex problem solving, and other skills that are valued in today's workforce. All types of learners can complete exams and earn the badges they need to make themselves stand out for tax and bookkeeping job opportunities at Intuit. The Intuit Academy is committed to helping learners like you develop the skills they need to be prepared for jobs in the innovation economy.
Awesome. I love that video. It always makes me so happy. All right, so to quickly summarize that video, the Intuit Academy is your one-stop shop for all things related to learning and growing your career with Intuit. It is designed with a community-first approach where we offer free tax and now the newly launched bookkeeping courses and exams. The platform is highly interactive, so you can navigate how you want to learn and at what pace. And it is our way of making our capabilities and knowledge in this area accessible to a community of like-minded professionals who want to develop their career in this industry. And what courses are available to you? So next, I'm going to hand it off to Mira, and she will talk a little bit more about the bookkeeping courses.
Great. Thank you so much, Artie. We'll move on to the next slide. Thank you. So if you're interested in our bookkeeping pathway, we now offer a bookkeeping course as well as an exam. It's newly launched across our own Intuit Academy platform. This course was previously held on Coursera for a fee, but we now offer both the bookkeeping content as well as the exam at no cost on Intuit Academy. The content will give you an overview of accounting principles and an introduction to QuickBooks Online with hands-on practice in real-world accounting scenarios. You do not need a degree or any prior experience to enroll in our bookkeeping program. There is a total of 16 modules that make up this content, and it should take approximately 40 hours to finish if you have no experience. Once you finish the content, you will be able to manage the accounting cycle and work with key financial statements, track assets and produce statements for complex business situations, understand different types of liability and learn to account for changes in equity, as well as interpret and analyze statements to inform business decisions. Now, if you think you have enough experience, you can always skip the content and jump ahead to the 50-minute exam. You will get 2 attempts to take the exam, and there is a 6-month waiting period to retry if you do not pass within 2 attempts. So if you're interested in the bookkeeping pathway, scan the QR code and take advantage of this free online training available to you. Now I will pass it back off to Artie.
Thanks, Mira. All right, so if you're interested in our tax pathway, we offer 2 tax programs. Intuit Academy Tax Level 1 is the first tax course we offer, and it's also the prerequisite for Tax Level 2. Tax Level 1 covers the fundamental knowledge and skills needed to prepare most individual federal tax returns. You can take this course whether you're new to tax preparation or you just need a refresher. The course is also valued at about $149 in the market, but on Intuit Academy, you can take it for free. There are a total of 17 modules that make up this course, and it should take a learner approximately 20 to 30 hours to finish. Once you finish the course, you'll be able to identify and understand all boxes on a W-2 form and a 1099, correctly input data from taxpayer documents into the appropriate forms, analyze a taxpayer's situation to determine the most common deductions and credits, and determine if taxes are owed or a refund is due. And again, you can skip to the 2-hour exam if you feel like you do have the experience necessary, but we do have a newly launched practice test where you can actually take a practice exam up to 5 times. And if you do well, you should pretty much have the concepts down. So we definitely recommend that, but I know Andy will talk about that a little bit later in the presentation. And the next slide, please. So apart from being free, what are the other incentives for being a part of Intuit Academy, and why should somebody like you sign up for the program? Well, first of all, you do not need prior experience to take any of our courses. And as you know, today's job market, not having enough experience can be a tough hurdle to cross. If you have no experience, the Intuit Academy can serve as a great starting point for you to get comfortable with the tax or bookkeeping industry so that you can learn it at your own pace and take the exams on a schedule that works for you. If you already have prior tax or bookkeeping experience, the Intuit Academy can serve as a great refresher course for you to brush up on your skills and gain a badge, which can be used to showcase your knowledge to future employers. Either way, the Intuit Academy will help you get your foot in the door with some of the jobs that look for basic knowledge levels as a minimum, like here at Intuit. So the Academy will not only help further your skill set, but will help you stand out from the crowd when applying for a tax or a bookkeeping job with us here at Intuit. All right, so let's talk about the enrollment process. Once you enroll, and you can see on the screen what the path would look like, but once you enroll for Intuit Academy, the next step would be to start your interactive Tax Level 1 or bookkeeping course. Once you're through all the modules from either of the pathways and are ready to take the exam, you can take the test at your own time. Again, if you already have some basic knowledge and you're confident enough, you can also just skip directly ahead to the exam without going through the course. Once you take the exam and you pass it, you will earn the Intuit Academy badge, which, like most of the common badges today, can be shared across many channels like your LinkedIn account, your resume, or any other professional networks to highlight and differentiate your financial knowledge and skills from others. Additionally, with this badge, you'll also stand out for roles at Intuit during the hiring season. So you can be considered for jobs right here at Intuit and become a growing part of our tax and bookkeeping network in the future.
Some tips and tricks for graduating the bookkeeping and tax exams. We go to the next slide. All right, so Intuit Academy, great programs here. So you can see there's a lot of options. We suggest you start off with one or the other, bookkeeping or tax. As you know, probably in the professional world, it is a little different for both. For bookkeeping, this is where everyone counts. That was an accounting joke. Hopefully you guys chuckled a little bit. Bookkeeping, everybody counts. Anyway, there's 4 blocks of learning modules here for bookkeeping. It's a great program. As Mira had reviewed earlier, it goes through accounting basics. It goes through accounting for assets and sale transactions, for liabilities, equity, and purchase transactions, and also reconciliation and financial statements. Pretty amazing program. A lot of future opportunities in bookkeeping as well. As we know, a lot of small business owners use bookkeepers to help drive their financial statements. Accounting is the backbone of business, so business owners and entrepreneurs can know how profitable their business is. Great program there. We'll talk about some tips and tricks in the next slide. We also have tax level 1 as well. This is where you're going to enhance your knowledge on your basic federal income taxes. I can tell you, I helped out with some content, but also have went through the tax level 1 training. There's just so much stuff in the tax code. It's voluminous and ever changing. And this was a great course to brush up with. Upon completion of the tax level 1, you can then continue your journey in tax level 2. There are some more complex topics in there. They're a little more specialized. They go through rental owning with the Airbnb and the VRBO. They go through self-employed with the gig economy and our gig workers out there, investments, investors. So a lot of great specialized stuff in tax level 2. Again, a lot of different modules. You could take an exam, earn your badge at the end. We just launched as well this past week, cryptocurrency, the taxation of digital assets. Pretty phenomenal program. I'm still learning about the crypto area. So it gave me a lot of new insight with regard to questions that I get in that area. It's also the digital assets are really new. It's a new space, been out for a few years now. And as you probably know, the IRS is starting to get their hands involved. So it's always great to just brush up on or continue to learn new stuff. As Morgan Stanley says, is a great quote, you must pay taxes, but there's no law that says you got to leave a tip. So I think what these different programs do is they allow us to make sure we can take the most in our deductions, tax credits that are out there. And again, these are always ever changing, especially from 2020, 2021 into 2022. With the COVID, there was a lot of loosening of the tax codes. We're getting back to a little bit of normalcy now, but you need to know these so you can minimize your taxes. All right, if we go to the next slide there. As far as tips and tricks, so one is hopefully you just sit back and enjoy the learning experience. Our instructional design team, our quality assurance team went through a lot of these programs to make sure everything's accurate, but also just from a learning perspective, a great learning tool. There's a lot of did you knows that are out there. There's different quizzes throughout the modules, great content in both of these as well. So just sit back and really enjoy the learning experience. Make sure that you do schedule dedicated learning time in your calendar every week. Really important. I know sometimes we get off track. Time does fly by. Make sure you can sit down and kind of barrel through these different modules in whatever learning experience you want with bookkeeping or the tax level 1. Take notes during the learning process. There are a lot of different things throughout the different modules that you could take notes on. Set your goal for the completion date, really important. I know if you don't have that, sometimes it's never ending. We do try to get through this in a time period to get through the learning modules and then pass the exam. Remember, it's a marathon, right? So we have a distance. There's a lot of modules in each of these. It's not a sprint. We're not going to sit down in 10 minutes, try to get through these different modules or just take the quizzes at the end. I can tell you there's a lot of great information in there, especially if you're a CPA like myself that's been doing this for years. There's a lot of things you could brush up on. And what we want you to do is really learn and understand the concepts. That's a real important piece for the bookkeeping and tax. Learn and understand the concepts through this material. So when you take the exam, you're confident you can get through. You could get some future opportunities in bookkeeping or tax and basically start helping clients out in either area. Great quote from Stacey Herring. We're looking to grow new tax and financial professionals. Intuit Academy is a great supportive way to step into that future, full of opportunity. We encourage you to start your path forward today. I can tell you, working for this company for a little over a year, amazing company, phenomenal people, really hardworking, well-educated folks that are determined to help out entrepreneurs, taxpayers, to kind of help their business. So pretty amazing. All right, next slide, please. All right, tips for passing the bookkeeping exam. All right, so they're a little bit different, bookkeeping and tax. So one is definitely get through the modules, prepare, study, and get ready to take the bookkeeping exam. This exam is proctored through AI. So basically you have to sign a term of use your little camera comes up on your laptop, and the AI will track that you're not using anything, that it is you. The exam is multiple choice. It's multiple select answers. It's also drag and drop. So you have 50 minutes to get through the exam. Please read each question carefully and answer them accurately. Don't rush it. 50 minutes is plenty of time to get through this. At the end of the exam, you submit it, and you're notified of either pass it, or you need to go back and brush up on some stuff and take it again. It could also be under review if the AI sees some stuff that it doesn't like. May take 24 to 48 hours for us to get back to you. If you need to brush up, you have 2 opportunities to do this. So you have another chance. And then basically, if you need to brush up some more, you have to wait a 6-month period before you can get back and take the bookkeeping exam. All right. And that just preserves the integrity of the exam. It is something that we want you to get, pass, train you up, and get you, really working with entrepreneurs, Intuit clients that are out there, real life in the field. All right, next slide, please. All right, tax level 1, a little bit different than bookkeeping. Number 1 is this exam it's definitely a different exam. It's called a discrete option multiple choice exam. Okay, it's a lot of folks that take it, including myself, have never taken anything like this before. So it's just a really different exam. You get 50 different fact patterns that you answer yes or no to. Okay, but it's so you have the fact pattern. Each fact pattern can have between 1 and 5 different questions that you have to answer true, false, or yes and no. Okay, so the one thing, because it is a little bit different and you only get 2 shots, we were able to go back and make a practice exam. We just launched it last month. The practice exam parallels our final exam. And basically, you as a learner get 5 practice exam attempts here. The practice exam displays the correct and incorrect answers. So it's a nice tool that you can use to brush up and get ready for the actual exam. The other thing too is when you're actually taking the practice exam, we encourage you to, on this exam, the tax level 1, it is open book. So we encourage you to actually use some other resources or research tools taking the practice exam. So how we constructed the actual tax level 1 exam is, it really is very similar to being on the phone with a client. You're on the phone with a client or on Zoom, client asks you a tax question, right off the top of your head. Same thing, we have a fact pattern, ask you a question, right then and there, true or false, yes or no, go rock and roll. Second is the taxpayer, when you're on the phone with them, will ask you a question and you just need to research it. So for example, like what's the standard mileage rate? It does change every year. We saw in 2022, it was one actual number for the first 6 months, then it changed because of the price of gases. So a question like that, you might have to jump online and just kind of make sure you confirm your answer. So same thing with the exam, get a question, jump online, make sure you confirm the answer. The last one you'd have is a tax client asks you a little bit more of a sophisticated, unique question that you just need to research a little bit further. Okay, it might take you a minute or 2, just tell them to hold on, you do your research, come back and get your answer. You'll have questions like that on the actual exam as well. So basically you'll go out there, you'll do a little research, maybe take a minute or 2, come back, confirm your answer yes, no, true or false, and kind of continue on. So use the practice exam for those different things to just brush up on the discrete option multiple choice exam, and then also find some research tools that fit for you that you can use during the actual exam. The final exam is open book. Don't spend too much time on any one question. It is a 2-hour exam here. Read each question and answer it very carefully. There are some zingers in there. You really have to read them carefully. What year is it? What does it pertain to? And then answer as accurately as you possibly can. Again, 2 hours, 50 fact patterns with multiple question and answer. We also, at the end of that, you submit it and you're notified of passing, get your badge, ready to rock and roll, or you have to go back and brush up on some stuff here. You can print your score. It does give you different areas in which you can improve, which is nice to go back and brush up on. This also has 2 opportunities to pass. If you fail both times, you have a 6-month cool down period, and then you can certainly come back. So there are some tips and tricks for passing. Good luck to you. Enjoy the experience. Amazing content here. Great future opportunities in bookkeeping and tax. And then on the tax side, continue your journey after level 1 into level 2, and then also go through some of the specialties we're coming out with. Just a little a secret here. We're launching another specialty. We just went out with the cryptocurrency or taxation of digital assets. We're going to have some taxation of investments in the near future here with some restricted stock options, employee stock purchase programs. So, all right. Thank you very much, Jessica. And good luck to our learners out there with the exams.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Andy, for those helpful tips and tricks. So now that we've, discussed the Intuit Academy, how to get started, how to hopefully pass your exams, now I want to discuss the future tax and bookkeeping roles that we offer here at Intuit, both seasonally and year-round, that we offer to our graduates of the Academy. So I'm going to pass it over to our recruiter on this call, Rebecca. Over to you.
Thank you. All right, so I'm sure a lot of you are wondering what happens next. So once you've passed your exam, and depending on your experience level in the industry, you can be considered for a tax or a bookkeeping role. So first, here are our TurboTax Live roles, given your tax season and given your experience level in the tax prep market. So if you've passed tax level 1 or level 2, then you can qualify for our tax associate role, which is 1 year of paid tax experience instead of 3. Other qualifications for our tax associate role, which must be met to qualify for this role, is a minimum of 30 or more paid tax returns per season, and a P10 is required. Now, in this role, you would be assisting customers by using your tax knowledge of tax laws and concepts with forms like 1040 and different schedules. You'll help customers by using your experience preparing federal and state returns for individuals, in addition to answering key tax questions and fully preparing tax returns, in addition to quickly researching and answering questions by using online resources. Now, for our tax associates, once they're hired, they're invited to participate in our early development program to help them obtain their EA credentialed license. This program provides all of the materials and mentors, and once you successfully pass and obtain your EA license from the IRS, then you can be considered for our tax expert agent role. Now, taking and passing the tax level 2 course can help you stand out for our tax associates and our credentialed tax experts. For our tax expert role, we do require a minimum of 3 or more paid seasons, 30 or more returns prepared per season, and a P10 is required. Now, this is a credentialed position, so you do have to hold an active certified public accountant, an enrolled agent, or be a practicing attorney. All of these remotes are seasonal and remote positions. All right, now here's our bookkeeping roles available given your qualifications. Next slide, please. Now, while taking and passing the bookkeeping exam doesn't guarantee you a job with us, it will help you stand out for our bookkeeping roles here at Intuit. In terms of the prereqs, there are 3 requirements to be considered for this position. We require you to have a minimum of at least 1 year prior experience working with QuickBooks Online. You must have an active QuickBooks Online certificate and 3 or more years of managing books for small businesses. Some big bonuses on top of these requirements, which are great to have but not required, is a bachelor's degree in accounting and finance, an active CPA or CPB, Spanish speaking bilingual, and of course, this bookkeeping badge from Intuit Academy. All right, and if you're hired for this role, it is a year-round role. So if interested in this, go ahead and scan the QR code. Now, once you're connected with a recruiter, of course, they'll share more information on compensation, hours, and share additional role details. I'll go ahead and pass it back to Jessica.
So thank you all so much for joining us today. So if there are, last minute questions, things you all would like to, still hear about, please do put them now in that Q&A chat. Now is the time to get your questions answered. Now is also the time, if you have not and you do want to enroll, to scan that QR code and start your free learning journey. The link is also in the chat if you do need it. And we've also added a survey link in that chat. We would really like your feedback on our session today and the Intuit Academy. So please do take that survey before you leave as well. But I do want to thank you all for joining the webinar today. And for those of you who said that you're planning to enroll or you have enrolled, very excited to get your journey started with us. And feel free to reach us at the Intuit Academy email as well.